I know all the chaos in the world and the drama that's going on maybe in your life, and and it seems like that, like it's not going to get better. And every time you turn on the news or you're scrolling on social media, all you see is wars. You're thinking to yourself, oh man, you see China, threaten us, and you see Russia threaten us, and you thinking that you're gonna get bombed, and you thinking that something's gonna happen to us, and you got people betraying you and your family, people that you've been with your whole entire life betraying, stabbing you in your back like you never did nothing for them. And family, going at it, fighting one another, and you can be afraid. And I'm sure some of you guys going through this, the same exact things that I'm talking about in this video. And some of you guys feel afraid because you don't know what the future holds. I felt afraid too, especially when I got wounded and sick in the wintertime, when I could no longer provide for my family because I couldn't work. But I'll tell you one thing, I relied on Jesus. I relied on Jesus to give me strength so I can endure and persevere. And that's how I deal with, because fear is a mental attack. Because you got to think about it, Satan, he uses fear to break you down mentally as well. So you guys got to understand that fear is a mental attack. It's a mental thing. And that's why I say that you have to meditate on Jesus and focus on Jesus, because Jesus break that bondage of fear off your mind. Because I was afraid as well, at the beginning, and I'm sure everybody was, because we didn't know what was going to happen in the future when these illegal immigrants, 20,000 illegal immigrants came into our country. We don't know who the heck they are. Everybody was afraid. Everybody thought they was going to die. And then you got the Russians and China and unleashing, viruses. They just caught a few Chinese people. They trying to sneak another a virus in to, take over our food source. They arrested a few Chinese people that was here illegally. And it can get scary because you don't know. You just don't know. You're like, they sneaking dangerous pathogen into the country and trying to affect our agriculture. Like, man, we got kids here, you got your family here, you got everybody here, and these people ain't supposed to be here, but they came through illegally and they sneaking all these deadly viruses and diseases and all this stuff in, and then we got the wars and everything going on. You can go insane. You can lose your mind. I'm telling you, I understand. You can lose your mind. I talk to people, I deal with people for a living. And some people out here, man, they want to give up on life. They want to commit suicide. And I have to be talking to people like, hey, it's going to be all right. Don't think like that. Just keep your faith in the Father in heaven and meditate on Jesus. Meditate on Jesus and focus on Jesus, because you draw strength from Jesus to break those mental bondages that's in your head of fear. That's why I say, guys, and myself, when I seen all this stuff going on, like I tell you, when I got wounded and sick, I was in fear as well, because I didn't know if I was going to make it. I didn't know how I was going to provide for my family. I didn't know how I was going to, pay these bills and, take care of myself and my family. I didn't know. I thought it was over. I thought the business was going to have to get shut down. I thought I was going to lose all my clients, and, I meditate on Jesus to give me strength to work through that. And I kept my faith in the Father in heaven, even though I didn't know what was going to happen, and I overcame it, is what I'm saying. I overcame that. And right now I'm in a better situation. I'm in a better state in my life right now. So compared to back, what I was going through at the beginning of the year. And I'm sure some of you was going through stuff too. as well. And I'm telling you, you can overcome it. You know, you can overcome it through Jesus. I'm telling you, because you can't do it all alone. I know some people might be like, you know what, I got muscles, I can bench press 325. Hey, I can overcome anything. Well, that's the same thing Samuel thought in the Bible. He was the strongest man that ever lived. You know, and he was broken down mentally. That's why I was saying that, like, you can't underestimate Satan. You have to always be meditating on Jesus at all times. Because if you're not focused on Jesus, not meditating on Jesus, Satan will creep into your mind. He will plant that seed into your mind, and then by you keep giving it attention, you're watering it, you keep giving it more attention, as you're watering, it's gonna grow bigger and bigger and bigger. The weed is gonna grow bigger and bigger in your mind, and it can corrupt your mind, your thinking. And it all starts here first, your thinking, your mind, your mental state. You know, if you want to destroy a man, Satan knows this, you destroy him up here, mentally. And then physically, the 315 that he bench press is nothing. You know, because he don't have strength. Why? Because his strength is gone. Once he's broken mentally, his physical strength is gone. He gets sick, he gets wounded, you don't have any more strength. You can't bench press 225 no more. You can't do those same exercises no more. You got to go down, you know, for you to recover and get better, for you won't cause further injury. And that's what I was saying, guys. You have to not rely on your own understanding or your own strength. You have to get understanding and strength from a different source. Is what I'm saying, guys. This is very important. This is something I'm gonna get attacked. I get attacked all the time for making these videos, being authentic with you guys, being genuine, being just you know, just pouring my heart on these videos to you guys, telling you guys what it is, the truth. I get attacked for doing these videos literally every day. You know, behind closed doors, but I still managed to get the strength to come on here and still do these videos, even though I'm going through a lot of stuff in life as well. And sometimes it can be hard to do these videos. It can be really, really hard because I be going through a lot of things mentally. You know, I be going through a lot of things physically. You know, like I say, I'm not even, you know, I'm still wounded and sick from my bronchitis and stuff acting up. But I'm still on there. I'm still spreading the gospel because I want you guys to be saved. I don't want you guys to be left behind in the rapture. I want you guys to be saved, man. You know, ain't nobody gonna talk to you like this, you know? So you got somebody like me. Even though you feel like no one cares about you in this world, you feel like that you in fear, you feel like, you know, you don't have no type of support, hey, I'll support you. Watch my videos. I'm gonna support you. You know, and I'm going to make sure that, you know, you're not living in fear, because I'm going to keep producing these videos, you know, to help you out, you know. So that's how I overcome fear, guys, through Jesus. You know, I'm just sharing a little bit of my testimonies with you guys because it's real. You know, these are real testimonies I'm sharing with you guys, you know, because I'm a living proof, I'm a living example of it. And I feel like the only way you're going to get through to people and people to resonate with you is if they have a real solid testimony, something that you have overcame yourself. And I'm telling you guys, if I can do it, I know you can do it. You just have to believe